evening and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday and we're here to open your mind in a different way. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds, living differently in the world with love, compassion, tolerance, and understanding for ourselves and everyone else. We do that right here weekdays with Marketplace Monday, Relationship Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Gumbo Talk Thursday with the ladies, and Free Spirit Friday. And make sure you never miss a show. Follow us on our YouTube channel. We are now on YouTube. There's over 186 shows, I believe, at this point. By the end of today, it will be 187. I can count. Just today. Yeah. But I want to make sure that follow us there so you never miss a show. If you enjoy the show, please make sure you share. And I do want to thank all the listeners who called and sent emails for support yesterday. I really appreciate it. We don't have to go back into it, but I just want to appreciate all of you. And thank you, Lee, for being so supportive and my all family and friends. But today's show and all of this week, we've been talking about finding our joy. And so we usually start our show with hot topics. So we're going to move that into the second segment because we have a very special interview guest named Dr. Lindquist. And it's with regard to the website associated is planyourlifespan.org, planyourlifespan.org. And I want to give that information at the beginning so as we go through it, you can really understand what we're discussing. He is the chief of geriatrics at Northwestern Memorial Hospital. So I want to thank you so much for calling in this morning. We really appreciate you because this conversation is so vital and important. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is she. This is
I'm sorry.
And I got to tell you, I love your lead-in music. It's so uplifting.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think with everything that was going on, I messed up my pronouns, but I will not do it again. Just to give a little background, they say by 2030, 1 in 5 American adults will be over the age of 65, with the fastest growing age group being those who are 85 and older. Mm-hmm. So they say for many seniors, remaining in their homes and successfully aging in place is a high priority. Mm-hmm. Say, however, many do not fully understand their health trajectory and future needs, leaving them unprepared and unable to continue living safely in their homes. So we have Dr. Lindquist. Thank you so much for being here. You are absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I've read about you, and we're just happy to have you here with the ladies. You are here with Rachel, myself, and Cyndi. So thank you so much. Give us a little bit exactly more information about. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. And I love the concept that you guys are doing this week of spreading joy. And so many seniors find joy just living in their own home and staying and aging in place. And that's one thing that we're trying really hard here at Northwestern Medicine in Chicago is trying to keep our seniors to age in place. Because let's be honest, no senior wants to go to a nursing home. Nobody really wants to leave their home. But we're finding so many people are unprepared. And I'm sure many of you ladies and your listeners know of a senior who's living in their own home, but they're almost living on a cliff. Like any moment something might happen and, they fall, they fracture, they go to the hospital, and their world is tipped upside down. And we see so many of these seniors being unprepared for one of these crises to happen. And then the families have to run around at the last minute. Oh, we've got to find somebody to help. We have to find a place to get rehab. Oh, my God, everything is in an emergency mode. And especially if you're working a full-time job, if you're a busy daughter or a busy son, to have something like this happen all of a sudden, it just throws your life in a total upside-down mess. And so what we thought is instead of reacting all the time, and this is what I see in my clinic because I see a lot of seniors, I'm a geriatrician, is let's back it up. Let's start planning ahead because we know people are getting older. We know that they're going to need eventually some sort of support in their home if in case one of these crises happens to them. So let's back it up and let's figure out, if something happens, like you fall and you fracture and you need to be hospitalized, or if your memory starts getting worse and you need somebody in your home, let's plan ahead. So if that happens, then we'll have actually a list of what resources are available in your area. So we put it online on a website called planyourlifespan.org, and it's nationally available. So if you've got relatives in, Chicago, New Orleans, California, Alaska, you can actually go online and find what the local resources are. and how you can connect your senior to those resources and plan ahead so that they can keep aging in place and having a joyful life.
That is absolutely amazing. You have given me so much information, and, I'm in my 30s, but this is something that we really need to talk about, whether you're in your 30s or no matter where you are in your lifetime, because it may be having to take care of a parent or maybe taking care of yourself, and so when you're in these situations, or you're not in these situations, because you never know when it's going to happen. Right. And so I think that's kind of the beauty of planyourlifespan.org, is that you can have a plan and you can have an outlook, and it kind of brings up topics and things that you don't necessarily think of, but need to be at the forefront of your mind. Dr. Lindquist?
Yeah, and it's true, because there's so many people that have started planning for a funeral, or this is what I want my casket to look like, or this is the band I want playing at my funeral. But so many people concentrate on the actual death period, but they don't concentrate on the 10 or 20 years when they're still alive and they've got a lot of life in them, and they just need to plan ahead so that they can keep having that joy and live at home. With the correct support.
I was reading here at some of the information that you sent ahead. You were saying more than 50% of older adults have 3 or more chronic diseases and may require more help to remain in their home. They say often because the older adult is ill or incapacitated, he or she doesn't get a voice when that happens. And so this creates a plan so that if you are in those situations, that your wishes are taken care of.
Yeah, and we all know people who've been hospitalized, and if a senior is hospitalized, you're sick, you're stuck in a hospital room, and you really can't make decisions about what's going to happen next, so it's up to your loved ones to make those decisions. But then you kind of lose your voice because people are making decisions for you. And so this is a way of making or ensuring that the senior's wishes kind of come true, and that their loved ones can kind of fill out their wishes for them, even, in the 10 to 20 years before they die.
Eileen, you're going to share that on
We are. I'm going to share
because I have a senior program at the office.
Do you?
Yeah, they meet just on Tuesday and Thursdays. I'm thinking, like, oh, my God.
This would be great information.
Exactly.
Yes.
We don't talk about that. We talked about, we had workshops that helped them prepare for funeral, but we have not talked about the situation if they injure themselves, what kind of support system they have at home.
Right. Well, we will put this website, and it'll be available on WBOK 1230 on all of our social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, as well as the Good Life Radio Show at TGL Radio Show on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And that is planyourlifespan.org, planyourlifespan.org. Dr. Lindquist, I would like to ask you, what made you want to specifically develop this website? Was there something going on? Did you know someone? Was it inspired by any reason?
Well, I actually went into geriatrics because I took care of my senior grandparents as they got older, and we had to move them just because they needed more help, so I moved them in with me. And so we went through these same trials of trying to find help, where do we find them, and so forth. And then every time, I'd say at least 3 or 4 times a week, I have families in my office, going through this crisis, of what should we do with Mom? She just fractured, she's fallen, we need help. And that just keeps on driving home that this is happening more and more frequently, and we can start planning ahead. And I'll tell you, the website is free to use. It's publicly available. Wow. There's no ads or anything. It's all just housed here at Northwestern because we really care about our seniors here in Chicago. And so that's why I'm so thankful that you guys are publicizing this. So feel free to spread this to any senior or senior, family member that you think would be find this useful.
Absolutely. So when someone goes on the website, I'm clicking on it right now, is there any information I should have, or what would be the process to plan my lifespan?
Actually, just the same thing that you just did. You click on planyourlifespan.org, and you can either enter the website as a guest or you can log in. Primarily, we put the login feature because we had so many seniors that said, I want to come back to this. What if I change my mind? What if I want to try something different? So you can keep going back anytime you want and changing it. And then when you get done, and you can see on the website, there's actually videos of seniors. This was actually made with seniors, where they actually went through it page by page and said what they loved and what they hated. So it was a great opportunity to really have patients' voices in there. And so seniors talk about what the decisions they've had to make in these crises. And then when you make decisions along the way, you can actually save them, and you can actually email them or print them out to your loved ones. So one great anecdote is that we've had so many seniors that say, I'm going to live with my daughter, But then when you ask the daughter, they're like, I did not know that you wanted to come live with me, Mom. This is a shock to me. And we've seen seniors that have gone through the website, planned ahead, and then emailed it to their children, their loved ones, that I'm going to come live with you if something goes wrong. And then that actually stimulates a conversation when you get that message in your email box saying, hey, Mom, or hey, my daughter, I'm going to come live with you. So
wow.
It's a great way of communicating with your loved ones what you want in the future, so it's not a shock when something happens.
This is definitely conversations that we need to be having. And I'm glad that you created.
I like the website.
Absolutely. Planyourlifespan.org. Planyourlifespan.org. And I'm reading here, it says, do you know, and I'm thinking about these things. I'm like, I don't know these things. It said, do you know what your rehabilitation options are after a hospitalization? Do you know how to connect with local services and resources such as in-home care, villages, and skilled nursing facilities? Do you know what steps you can take to help prevent falls? And I'm like, no, I don't know any of these things.
It seems like the most common thing. I know with my mother-in-law, too, she was like totally active. She was 87, and, she gets on top of a ladder in her kitchen to get some china out and falls, and she's too embarrassed because she knew better than to do it.
Right.
So she's too embarrassed to tell anyone, and of course, it seems so many times once somebody falls, it's sort of the beginning of a downturn, you know what I mean, towards the end of life situation.
Absolutely.
And I wish we could all put,
No, it's so true, because I think as a geriatrician, I see people falling, and my job is try to prevent falls. And even if it's just, don't go up that ladder and don't, have a small rug in your house that you're going to trip over. These are things that we can prevent, and we see so many people getting injured, fracturing hips, being hospitalized, and life's just turned upside down, by something as simple as a fall. And so that's one of the reasons why we included falls, just because that was a key factor in people having to leave their home, is if they had fallen and fractured or fallen and had a crisis. So the website is actually divided into hospitalizations, falls, and memory loss, because those are the three things that have really made a difference in whether a person can stay in their own home independently or whether or not they need help. And then we added on a part about communication, because if you make the plans but you don't talk about them, that communication factor, you ladies hit on that 100%. That's important. And then also finances, because there's a lot of things that you can get for free or at cost, but people don't even realize that your taxes are, going for this stuff. And so that's why we included that part in there as a way of paying for these plans.
And that's excellent, because, my in-laws are in the same position. They are in their mid-80s, and it's difficult for them. They're both home. My mother-in-law has Alzheimer's and dementia, and my father-in-law is the primary caretaker. But what we have set in place is that we have someone that comes over there and cook every day, someone that comes in the morning for 4 hours a day and take care of just my mother-in-law, someone that comes in and cleans the house every week. And we have these different shifts of people that come through. It's not cheap, but and then we have someone that comes in and do all of the stuff with the medication and doctor's appointments. So we have different rotations of people, but it's the best scenario for them because they wanted to stay home. My father-in-law is elderly, but he's got severe back issues. So if my mother-in-law falls, he can't pick her up. But we've got so many things that we had to adjust the house, take care of all of these things in place, remove rugs, do all of these things, put
things that we don't even think about.
But we had someone to come in to show us how to take care of the home, to modify the home for their lifestyle, to put things in place, systems in place. We've got that thing around her neck that she can, press if something goes wrong.
Wow.
But we had to really change the bed, put her in one of those medical beds so that she can't try to get out and fall, where she slid once before, and that was hectic. But we've removed the knobs on the burners in the kitchen because she has Alzheimer's, so she won't think that she can cook.
Wow.
So when the cook comes in, they know where to get the knobs from and put them on.
Things like I literally wouldn't even think of.
I am so impressed by you. That's fantastic. I'm like, that is like what everybody needs to have lined up for them. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here like with my little cheerleader hat going, yay, that's fantastic. That's wonderful.
Well, what we did was...
And that's like best case scenario. What you would want is to have a relative like you setting this up for them. So I'm like, yay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And you're doing everything right, even taking taking off the knobs on the oven. So kudos to you. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, because my mother-in-law thought she could cook, and
yeah.
so we had to remove
and
those.
they don't know when they're that level of memory loss, and they're trying their best, and we want to keep them at home as long as possible, but it really takes family members kind of stepping up and doing the right thing and getting things organized. And I'm sure getting all those people in, it takes a lot of time trying to, sort through where the good people are coming from and the right fit. And some people don't even have a clue where to start. And that's why with the website, the planyourlifespan.org, it kind of helps people hopefully make it easier to get all these things set up for their loved ones. So I'm so excited to hear that you did that for your loved one. That's fantastic.
Thank you. And I applaud you, because the work you're doing with this website and providing information is valuable, because you're lost. When it hit us, we didn't know what to do. But the first
exactly.
The first action that we took was we set up appointments with, the geriatric doctor. Mm-hmm. And then we met with the doctor for the Alzheimer's. And then, from there on, then when she, dementia set in, then we met with that doctor. We started putting more systems in place. But that's, no one guided us, but I am so glad that there's your website is there for a resource. We're going to look at that, because I have a brother-in-law with locked-in syndrome who's ready to come out of palliative care. We were told that he could possibly live on his own. Now we've got to start the system all over again. Wow. He has locked-in syndrome, but he's being rehabbed. And, for every short period of time that he's able to, have this quality of life, that will give it to him, but the system starts all over. So I assure you, I am going to your website, and I'm going to use your website to help us set up the lifestyle that he's going to have going forward.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. Yeah.
This is amazing. So thank you, Terrie, for your story. This is amazing. I know when you're going through something, but sharing that story, and for people listening out there, knowing that you're not alone. Mm-hmm. And there are resources for you to be able to make your path a lot easier. So we want to thank Dr. Lindquist for all of your information, and for actually creating the website to become a plan for so many, and to ease you through, the journey. And again, that website is planyourlifespan.org. Final thoughts, Dr. Lindquist?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. You guys are lovely.
Absolutely, so much. And next time you come to New Orleans, Jazz Fest is happening this weekend. You have to come visit The Good Life. We are right here on the corner next to the fairground. So when you come down, let us know, and maybe
definitely.
We'll go have girl time. We like to do that.
Yes.
Look, they like martinis. Thank you so much for calling, and we appreciate it. And again, that website is planyourlifespan.org. planyourlifespan.org. When we get back, we're going to talk about, while you are taking care of others, sometimes what are we deprived of, y'all?
Yeah.
Sleep. We're deprived of. Look at Cindy's face. Cyndi said, "What is that? What is that sleep?" Well, we're going to talk about that when we get back. And then what else we're going to talk about this weekend? What are y'all doing? They have Jazz Fest. They have lots of fun stuff. There's all kind of stuff going on in the news. So we're going to save hot topics till last. So make sure you stay tuned. It is Gumbo Talk. I have all the ladies in here. I have Cyndi, Terrie, and Rachel. I'm just so excited. And then they have to tell us about their trip.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, maybe I want to find out about your trip first. Okay, look, we're going to move it around. They have to tell us about their trip first. We're going to tell about the trip, and the sleep will be our last segment. It just is what it, when we do it, we can move it around. It is what it is. It's a good life, y'all. We'll be right back. Isagenix is one of the fastest growing companies in the world because their products work. Their solutions and culture has redefined the health and wellness industry. Science backs their products and statistics back their success. But it's the people who make them successful. And I, Eileen Carter, have joined the Isagenix revolution. I've used the products and followed their system, and I swear by them. I'm on my journey of transformation and invite you to join me and try Isagenix today. Challenge yourself and change your life. Find information and testimonials at thegoodliferadioshow.isagenix.com. 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 Order yours today. Small businesses play an important role in society, and L&R Security is no different. L&R Security delivers safety and comfort to our neighborhoods, events, apartment communities, conventions, work sites, festivals, and your business. L&R Security can be reached at 504-943-3191 to ensure the safety of your employees, customers, family, friends, and you. L&R Security has made its mark in the security arena for over 37 years and will faithfully continue that tradition. Call today for your personalized consultation to ensure your security needs are met. L&R Security differentiates itself by creating partnerships with our clients and guards. We are now hiring armed and unarmed guard professionals, retired military, sheriffs, and PD to grow with us and impact our community. Be a part of the change with L&R Security. Call us now at 504-943-3191. 504-943-3191.
Presenting Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill, featuring the fabulous Miss Sharon Martin as Billie Holiday, and yours truly, retired news anchor Norman Robinson as Hal Emerson, himself, April 21st through May 21st, at the Pontchartrain Landing Supper Club, under the direction of renowned director Miss Tommy Myrick. For reservations, call 504-286-8157.
Paid for by the committee to elect Rachel Johnson Judge.
And now, in breaking news, the Secretary of State released voter turnout data for last month's primary election for judge. And the turnout in some parts of New Orleans was at historic lows. Barely 10% of registered voters bothered to vote in the primary election. But in some neighborhoods, even worse. Less than 5% turned out in the East, the Ninth Ward, and Gentilly. And less than 3% in Algiers. If you don't vote, someone else will pick the judge you may face. The judge we elect on April 29th will first hear domestic cases dealing with divorces, community property, child support, and custody. That's why the Democratic Party, the AFL-CIO, and many others are endorsing Rachel Johnson for civil court judge. Rachel Johnson cares about people like you. The runoff election is Saturday, April 29th. If you don't vote, you don't count.
Rachel Johnson, Civil District Court, Division B.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell is here. This weekend is Usher with the Roots, Pitbull, Nas with special guests, the Soul Rebels, George Benson, Rebirth Brass Band, and hundreds more. Tickets available from Ticketmaster and at the fairgrounds on festival days. It must be Jazz Fest.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday, and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds, living differently in the world with love, compassion, tolerance, and understanding for ourselves and hopefully everyone else. We do that right here weekdays with Marketplace Monday, Relationship Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Gumbo Talk Thursday, and Free Spirit Friday. And Free Spirit Friday, y'all, tomorrow is Jazz Fest Friday. So we'll be talking all kind of stuff, Jazz Fest, food, fun, music, art, everything culture. So make sure you stay tuned for Jazz Fest Friday. It's taking over Free Spirit Friday tomorrow. I am so excited to have all of the ladies in the studio because well, I shouldn't say that.
Say it. Go ahead. Try it.
It was just, I know, I was like, wait, it was just Cyndi and I for 2 weeks, but you know what? We had a ball.
We did.
And I can't say that because I'm like, I love y'all, but we had a ball without you. But I'm just joking. I'm so glad that you are back. See, I'm going to get in trouble either way.
You guys when you guys were gone.
We did. I was like, I'm so jealous. I want to be in the travel bag. But you all had a wonderful experience in Israel, and I'm so glad that you were both able to come back. So please tell us about it. Take the floor, ladies. Please.
You go ahead first, Terrie.
Well, the trip was magnificent. I had an opportunity to see all of the things that I've prayed about all my life. I mean, just to see it in person. I walked the 12 stations. Can you imagine walking where Jesus walked, and going and praying over the stone that was, used to that they rolled back.
That they laid his body on after he died. When he died, and we took little doves that were made out of olive wood, and we put it on it and blessed them for people, bringing them back. And
did you?
It was very meaningful. Wait, about these Stations of the Cross. This was hysterical. So there's a place in this. These stones are thousands and thousands of years old.
Right.
And there's a place where Jesus' hand is supposed to be in the stone.
Really?
So I said, Terrie, stand over there, put your hand there, and I'm going to take your picture.
She did.
So right above her head, there are only two things Terrie Guerin loves in life, and that's the Catholic religion and shopping. And the Arab market had all these clothes for sale right over her head. So I have a picture with her hand where Jesus' hand was, and shopping above her head. It was awesome.
It was her perfect moment.
It was awesome.
It was the best.
It was her perfect
It
moment.
was moving. It was moving on many levels.
That was so me. The two blended together at one time was the best ever. It was just, the whole trip was just amazing. And,
Can I tell them some of the bad things that we did?
Sure.
Did bad things.
Yeah. So we went to the Dead Sea, of course, to go float in the Dead Sea. And the Dead Sea is the lowest place on Earth.
Right.
Okay. So
Saltiest.
we've got our bathing
saltier.
suits. We've got our little shoes. We bought these creepy looking hats so we wouldn't get salt in our hair, because it'll do a lot of damage.
Right.
Anyway, and so it was awesome. And Terrie finds these two empty water bottles. And so she goes over and she steals the mud from the Dead Sea. And
I did.
We each brought home a bottle of mud.
Did you?
From
the
the
real
Dead
thing.
Sea.
This isn't, what is that, a hava or whatever it is?
Mm-hmm.
This isn't like in a fancy
This is the real
cosmetic thing.
stuff.
We actually have the real mud in
water
bottles.
We do.
So we're going to have a mud day here in New Orleans. So
We will.
And I have no idea how it got through customs, but no one said boo to us. I don't know. We were so weird looking.
God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, so that was pretty funny. It was really a riot. We rode camels.
You rode camels?
We rode camels.
We rode the camel together. It was hysterical.
Yes,
So-
we had, Rachel's like, the camel. We got to ride. And that was you who wanted to ride the camel.
Yeah, I did.
I rode a camel.
I jumped off that bus
yes.
to ride that camel as fast as I saw that camel. I just
Can you believe this?
Jumped off a bus. We're going to ride the camel. Okay. So let's ride the camel. I mean, Rachel was in rare form because she was so
Really?
relaxed. Yes, she was like so adventurous. Let's do this. Let's do that. I'm like, okay.
Like, when else are you going back to Israel, though? So,
Oh man, you're in Israel. You're in the holiest place ever. We were there during Holy Week. It was magnificent.
yeah, because
I didn't even think about that. You were there during Holy Week. So, is it a different experience being there during Holy Week?
It's absolutely beautiful there. The water is crystal clear.
Oh, we rented an apartment, and it was only a block from the beach. Tel Aviv is on the Mediterranean. And it's not like us where there's, you can go down to the Riverwalk, but then there's the river,
Right.
But no, this is like we just walked not even really a block from our apartment, and she was laying out on the beach getting a tan.
Wow.
On the beach in the middle of Tel Aviv.
So you're getting a tan in Israel on Tel Aviv.
That's what she wanted to
course,
do, is lay out in Tel Aviv.
You know what?
Tan
Good
in
for
Tel
you.
Aviv, in Israel, and the place is just magnificent. But one of the better parts for me, there's so many that I could discuss, but I'm a Carmelite, and a lay Carmelite, and I went to Mount Carmel, the actual original mountain where the Carmelite order started, where Elijah, and when I tell you the view,
Oh my gosh.
was just magnificent.
And there were tears running down Terrie's face
were
when we
there
were on
tears?
top
Look
there.
at that.
And
Is
for
that
any of
not
you who are watching on
gorgeous?
Facebook Live, you can see the picture now. I'm putting it up there for you.
That's
It's
You'll
actually
be able to
the
watch
top of
it.
Mount Carmel is where the Baha'i
Wow.
religion is centered. That's where their main worldwide temple is.
Yes.
And so we went to their gardens, and we were on top of Mount Carmel.
It was just
That-
magnificent. This is Mount Carmel,
That's
folks,
amazing.
and it is absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous.
I hit the
The
button.
other part of it was this, that we, Rachel and I have two different religions, we saw it from the Christian side and from the Jewish end. And we went to a lot of places. I had the opportunity to stand outside of a synagogue and experienced not what was inside, but on the outside when the mosque took place, where the 10 men gathered and prayed.
Oh, it's called Dominion.
A dominion?
Minyan.
A minion. Sorry, minion. Wrong word. Minion. But I just felt so one with the, Jewish community at that moment in time. I wasn't inside. You didn't have to be, but the surroundings were so pretty and so uniquely done. It's, I've gone to, Catholic churches, but it was a church, but it was tucked away and almost like a little village. And, the guys come there to pray and when you have 10 guys, you pray. I thought that was the best religion experience ever. And we went to, we went to the Holocaust Museum.
Terrie lost it.
I lost it.
She really lost it. I mean, I've been to the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. is extraordinary. And actually in our World War II museum here in New Orleans, they have a beautiful tribute and everything. So it's powerful whenever you go, but Terrie had never seen anything like that, so I was seeing it through her eyes, seeing it for the first time, and it was quite powerful. I think the thing, just in general, is we would go to a site like we went to Masada, wherever we would go, we're standing on one level of ground, and then we'd go down, and then we'd be thousands of years, what was there thousands of years, and then we go down another level, and then we'd be what was there like thousands and thousands of years before that. And you actually really understood standing there that you were in the center of civilization. You really were. It was a very, very powerful. And yet, it's in a funny way, it's just like the French Quarter, because they're all living, breathing places, and people live there and use them. So it's not like just a park or people are using all these places. Yeah, exactly. They're living, breathing places. The other thing is every single thing, whether it was a sign or food or just every single thing that you see in Israel is in both Hebrew and Arabic. And we were pretty amazed. And the Israelis speak Arabic, because I heard some Israelis greeting people going Salem, and I'm like, wait, isn't that Arabic, And then the Arab-speaking people were all like, oh, shalom, and, they're all talking in Hebrew. Everyone seems to, it's not the impression that we get.
And that's what I was going to ask you, because I've heard this is y'all are the third group of people that I've heard that from, that it's really more of a government argument than it is of the people. That of course there are people who disagree, but there are times where you see them
everybody's interacting all day long,
right? That they're interacting, and the arguments aren't the way that it's described here.
Now, let me just say one thing, if we can make fun of ourselves. We did actually go to Israel while the U.S. was bombing Syria.
Yes.
Wow.
You do know that we were on the border of Syria, so we were not. We were cautious, So we did not go into any Palestinian territories. And we did not, there was a city I really wanted to go to called Sfad. It's right by the Golan Heights, which is on the border with Syria. But we didn't go there. There were things, because there's so many great things to do. We didn't feel that we were going, we had to do everything.
Right.
Just say we sort of did everything.
Right.
And so we actually were very practical. So the Arab-speaking people, and we only met Israelis.
Gotcha.
Israeli citizens. So it would be like meeting American citizens. Well, we can disagree and agree. We all do. I mean, look, all the problems we've got.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we all just live side by side and do our thing, and everyone goes about their business. So it's the same sense there.
Gotcha.
But people were super nice, and a lot of people speak English, so when we got really bollocksed up, people tried to help us. They were very, they tried. So, but it was interesting. And, you would see, when we went to the Dead Sea, I took a picture of it because I thought it was just, just classic. There were Terrie and I in our, wild American sort of colorful bathing suits. And then there were these three women in full, all black burqas standing there on the beach, lifting up their burqas to walk into the water. And we're looking at them like, are you sure you don't want to just lift that all the way up and just get? And then there was a woman in her full burqa who went in the water because she wanted to be in the water. And I'm like, wow, go figure. You just see people.
Actually, Nike is coming out with a sport burqa to
No.
They are. It's full body. So
Wow.
it's amazing that you have
A
these
sport
companies.
burqa?
Yeah. So they're covered and they can still are active without
Like
the full.
Play sports and stuff.
Yes. We have someone who is on the line. We have Keith on line 1. Keith, welcome to the Good Life. How are you?
Good morning, Swish. How are you this morning?
Good morning. How are you? You're here with the ladies.
When you went to the beaches and you visited JC, they might have had people out there, enjoying the scenery on the beach. Did y'all, there's something they go all the way back to Cleopatra's time. They got people who go to these beaches and put this black mud pack on his skin for psoriasis. Y'all ever witnessed that?
Wait, we did it.
We did it.
That's what we did.
Oh, y'all did it?
We did
it.
We
Sure
went
we
there.
did.
Wait, I'll show you the picture. Wait, I'll have the pictures put online.
Yes.
I'll tell you what. We slathered our entire bodies,
I want
heads,
to see.
legs, hands, feet, everything with that black mud. Then we laid out so it would bake and dry. And when I tell you, when we washed that stuff off, it was like softer than a baby's skin. It was so amazing. It was.
They do, but from my understanding from someone else I spoke to went there recently that they said that they're actually, they said at the rate that people are taking the mud, that it, seriously, not trying to be funny, that it, and selling products that if we don't, start.
Did y'all enjoy?
Y'all,
Oh,
if you're watching on Facebook Live, you can see the picture of Terrie.
It was amazing.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
Look,
You know,
it
a lot
was.
of people
Look,
see-
here's me floating in
Hey,
the Dead
Rachel.
Sea. Wait, here's me floating in the Dead Sea.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I have Rachel. Y'all should be watching on Facebook Live. You can see all these pictures.
Keith, it was really funny because, this mud, it's so thick.
It is so
it's sort of,
Yeah, right.
It's like, it's so incredibly thick, and it's not so easy to get off your skin after you
Lathered.
put it on. So we're trying to wash it off, and of course, it's in every nook and cranny on us. So we look like scary ghost people,
They didn't
like.
leave no bruise on y'all or anything, did it?
Oh no, not at all. But
Okay.
but anyway, there was a bar right by the Dead Sea, and it said on it, since the Dead Sea is the lowest place on earth, it said the lowest bar, right? The lowest
Okay.
bar on earth. And so Terrie had to take a picture in front of this bar because she was so impressed that she was at the lowest bar on earth.
Both Rachel and I took a picture in front of the bar.
That's
the lowest
the
bar,
main
which
question
it
is
is.
Hilarious.
Okay, the main question is this. How did y'all like that mud pack on your,
It was fabulous. It was
Okay,
fabulous.
I mean, would y'all think this stuff some kind of way should be packaged and sold worldwide?
It is.
It
They
is.
sell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now here's the other question. Did y'all do the egg thing in the water that an egg can float in the Dead Sea?
Your whole body can float in the Dead Sea.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
yeah.
We
I heard
floated.
about that, but I never seen it. But I've seen people throw an egg in and that egg will float.
Well, our whole bodies floated, and we're a whole lot heavier than an egg. So yes, let me just say, but what's amazing, and everyone, even a lot of people told us this. I mean, this is a girl comment, but they said, whatever you do, don't shave your legs or anything a few days ahead of time.
It'll burn.
Because if that salt gets in any kind of cut, if you have any kind of cut, you shouldn't go in. So you just sit down. It's like basically you sort of sit down, and then the water just raises your whole body up.
That is so
It is
amazing.
absolutely.
This is secret Cleopatra's beauty secret.
That's
That
right.
is
and
exactly
they told
what it
us
is.
that. Yeah. So for 1 minute, for one split second, we pretended we were Cleopatra.
But we felt like Cleopatra when we finished because our skin was the smoothest it had ever been.
They say
ever.
some queens as far as Ethiopia will come there and
Yeah.
do the same thing.
That's right. That's absolutely right. You got it.
Thanks for taking my call, sister.
Thank you so much for
You
calling.
bet. Thank you for calling. And you got to be sure to try to go yourself.
Well, you have inspired us all to go visit Israel. I know there's so much more that we want to share, and we're going to tell a story when we get back, because how you got around will make you need to go to sleep. And we'll hit up the sleep at the end, because I said we're going to talk about it, but we're going to talk about how you got around Tel Aviv. We'll do that right when they come back. It's a good life, y'all. businesses play an important role in society, and L&R Security is no different. L&R Security delivers safety and comfort to our neighborhoods, events, apartment communities, conventions, work sites, festivals, and your business. L&R Security can be reached at 504-943-3191 to ensure the safety of your employees, customers, family, friends, and you. L&R Security has made its mark in the security arena for over 37 years and will faithfully continue that tradition. Call today for your personalized consultation to ensure your security needs are met. L&R Security differentiates itself by creating partnerships with our clients and guards. We are now hiring armed and unarmed guard professionals, retired military, sheriffs, and PD to grow with us and impact our community. Be a part of the change with L&R Security. Call us now at 504-943-3191. 504-943-3191. Isogenics is one of the fastest growing companies in the world because their products work. Their solutions and culture has redefined the health and wellness industry. Science backs their products and statistics back their success. But it's the people who make them successful. And I, Eileen Carter, have joined the Isogenics revolution. I've used the products and followed their system, and I'd swear by them. I'm on my journey of transformation and invite you to join me and try Isogenics today. Challenge yourself and change your life. Find information and testimonials at thegoodliferadioshow.isogenics.com. thegoodliferadioshow.isogenics.com. thegoodliferadioshow.isagenics.com. Order yours today.
Are you B, and D, broke, busted, and disgusted, and in need of a life-changing, soul-saving experience? Join me, Father Anthony M. Bozeman, SSJ, and the faith family of St. Raymond and St. Leo the Great Roman Catholic Church for our 6th annual old-fashioned tent revival from Sunday, May 21st through Wednesday the 24th, 6 p.m. at Hunter's Field on the corner of St. Bernard and Claiborne Avenue. Come out to this free event. All are welcome. Be blessed.
Louisiana Economic Development offers special business tools you can use to start and grow your business. The Bonding Assistance Program provides access to quality bid, payment, and performance bonds at reasonable rates from surety companies when bonding capacity is needed on public or private jobs. To learn more about this tool and how you can mitigate some risk to the surety company leading a positive underwriting decision, visit OpportunityLouisiana.com/bonding-assistance.
If you need additional information or have questions, contact Suno Small Business Development Management Institute at 504-284-5512 or 284-5514. Come visit H&W Drugstore, African-American owned and operated, servicing the New Orleans community for over 50 years. Experience fast, friendly, courteous, and caring service every time. Let our knowledgeable and friendly staff take care of all your prescription needs. Same medicine, same copay, if not lower than the big box pharmacies. H&W Drugstore has 2 convenient locations to serve you. 8454 Morrison Road, inside USA Market in New Orleans East, and 1951 Barataria Boulevard, inside Budget Saver Grocery Store in Marrero. H&W Drugstore is African American owned and operated. Call us today at 504-244-3784. H&W Drugstore, knowledgeable, friendly, and here to take care of all your prescription needs.
What's up, WBOK fam? This your boy Mac. On April 6th, I will be premiering the hottest hip-hop show in the city, the Mac Hour. The Mac Hour is for the hip-hop culture that will feature the dopest MCs and DJs across the city of New Orleans. Make sure to tune in every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. where hip-hop will live in the AM and not FM after footballs go in.
WBOK, New Orleans.
morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday, and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds, living differently in the world. You need sleep. I am watching Cyndi yawn right now. But we have our two favorite ladies to complete us today. We have Terrie and Rachel. They are back with us now because they were in Israel. What an amazing trip. I want them, we have Cajun Larry on line one, but before we go to the lines, I want them to tell us how they got around Tel Aviv, because after this conversation, we're going to need the sleep that we've been deprived of. Go ahead, ladies, and then I'm going to go to our lines.
Well, we actually decided one day to take a bike tour.
A bike tour?
And we toured all over the place.
Well, this wasn't a bike tour. It was just you and I on bicycles. We didn't know what we were doing.
We had no clue. We had a map.
And it started as a bike tour. You wanted to sound politically correct, like you did it right.
It started as a bike because we had a map. We had a map.
It was two bumbling idiots on bicycles. Let me be clear.
And Rachel's going to pull up a picture. And we were on bicycles. The best part of it was that we got lost. We ended up in I don't know where, someplace outside of Tel Aviv, I think. We found our way back. We were actually looking for a dance studio that was in Haifa.
Never Shed It.
Never Shed It. That was it. And we ended up all over the place. But the best fun ever was riding bicycles all over Tel Aviv. We went through what was the other? Jaffa as well, on bicycles. It was the best experience ever. And we got lost a lot because they would just close off a street because they're doing construction and just reroute all of the traffic every place. And you're riding in the middle of traffic, literally. I mean, you're riding, you're pumping like everybody else.
You are traffic.
Seriously. And then we were totally in traffic. When we were lost, we asked a guard, because they had guards in some places with guns, just standing out there, big guns. And
what? She said big guns.
What are you talking about?
When near the diamond
Oh, they were security guards for diamonds.
But they had.
I'll pick me up one?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we couldn't. We got some rocks. So
we got rocks and sand. That's all we brought back.
But they're nice. They're not like the guards that were here after Katrina and all. But they answered the question. She said, "Oh, I'm not from here." And I mean, I don't know. We were lost. We were trying to find our way back. But I felt safe the entire time riding the bicycle because people, would let us go, or I guess they could tell we were dumb tourists riding bicycles.
Well, and also, Terrie refused to wear the helmet.
I did not want to.
Why?
Because she didn't want her hair to get messed up.
Are you serious?
Didn't want my hair to get messed up. Oh, look, here's the best part. Wait a minute. We were on bicycles, right? And we asked them for the mall. We wanted to go to Saks Fifth Avenue. So we asked them.
We were in Israel looking for Saks.
So we
went Terrie with the shopping.
Yes. So we asked them for Saks. And they go, oh, you want the high-end mall. You want the big money mall. So the guy showed us on the map how to get there.
There were three of them. Wait, three. There weren't just one. There were three of them.
Wow. Three of them.
In different areas of Tel Aviv.
We went to all of them.
All three.
On the bike?
On a bike, yeah.
Then we lock our bikes up outside the mall, and we go in and tell them when I finally found Saks for you.
Oh, she found Saks for me, all right.
Oh,
S-A-C-K-S. It's about the size of this room. It had jeans and T-shirts in it. I don't know.
That is so hilarious.
But the fun for me as a shopper was, the shekel is it's like a fourth of the dollar in cost. So you'd have something that costs like 600 shekels. Like, oh man, cool beans. You bump that down by a fourth and you got it.
Right.
That was, but the ride on the bicycle was the best ever. And because my hair was in this new do, it started raining. I didn't care.
You didn't care.
I had bounce back hair, man. But it was great. We had fun. I think we were very adventurous, and when you go on a trip like that, you have to just let go. Let your hair go. Let all of that
literally and figuratively for you. I'm glad that you were able to do that.
Let your hair go and just have fun. And when it helps best when you go with a very dearest friend because it makes the trip all more special.
We have Cajun Larry on the line. Cajun Larry, welcome to The Good Life. We are here on Gumbo Talk. I have all the ladies. I have Rachel, Terrie, and Cyndi. Talk to us.
Oh, yeah, I sure will. As I tuned in to The Good Life and Irene Carter. I heard a little bit of the conversation, but I missed the boat, though. You know, they were talking about taking a dip in salt for a minute, and then you look like Cleopatra.
Yes,
so
they took
me
a
some
dip.
more information on that.
They took a dip in the Dead Sea. They went to Israel and they put on their bathing suits and they floated. They took a mud mask and they said their skin was like a baby's bottom.
It was the whole experience was really extraordinary, and we didn't really quite know what we were getting into. I think when we went, we didn't go with a preconceived idea. One thing I will say is I think most people that go on trips like that, they go with an organized trip where it's a group of people and they go. And I have to say this was to me so much more fun, because we just sort of winged it a lot of the time and found the things that we wanted to do. We found obscure museums that had amazing exhibits in it, or we just, when we arrived, even the cab driver was so nice, he could just tell we were two pathetic middle-aged ladies. So, like, on the way from the airport, he didn't charge us anything for it. He took us on a complete driving tour of Tel Aviv because he liked us, you know. I mean, so we just had some very, like, unusual experiences. And I think because we also lived in an apartment, we were really living more like Israelis. We'd go to the little market and we'd buy, you know, food and all this kind of stuff. And so it was really a super experience.
Wow. Well, that's good. I got one last question. I'm going to hang up and listen. So, you know, if you take a dip in that Red Sea water, salt water, if you have acne or dry skin, does it clear it up?
It's supposed to.
Yes, here's the deal. I usually get what's called Schwamberg disease when I fly because of the pressure from the plane. And I was getting some little speckles of it, and it went away. I haven't had an issue with it, and I did not have Schwamberg flying back. I have not had a breakout, and I can only attribute to that floating and putting the Dead Sea mud on me and floating in the water to get it off. It was just an amazing.
Got you. All right, then. Hey, nice talking to y'all.
Thanks so much.
I might take a dip in my old little local salt. You can do that too.
Thank you so much. That's great. Well, I will say one thing, just to wrap it up about our trip, which was really entertaining, is so we when we went to the bicycle store, we found these really cool umbrellas. And they're like Roman helmets. It's like an umbrella, but it comes down way longer on one side, and it clamps on your bicycle, so you can ride in the rain and the sun. Well, Terrie and I thought this was the most unique thing ever, right? So we decided we were going to buy two of these. So when we return the bicycles, they have our two pink umbrellas, okay? So when we get to the airport, you know, I don't know whether we should check them or box them or whatever. Right. And they're saying, well, you know, it'd be better if you carried them so that nothing will happen to them. Right. So we went through all of these super intense security screenings carrying these two pink umbrellas. And every security person stopped to talk to us, to ask us basically what the hell we were doing. You know, what's up with you going to the beach? You know, like you're flying from Israel to the U.S. to go to the beach or something. Like, what's the deal, right?
That's hilarious.
And so we carried these things all the way through the airports. Well, we got on the plane in Tel Aviv, and we took a flight that was basically left at midnight. And Terrie and I both remember them making the announcements and the plane taking off. And the next thing you know, it was about 10 or 11 hours later, and they were getting ready to serve us breakfast as we were going to land in New York. So we had such a good time on our trip because we both passed out for 10 hours or 11 hours flying across the world. So we know we had a good time because we slept on the way back.
That is amazing. I am so excited you were able to experience that, and I'm sure that was a bucket list, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a bucket list.
It was definitely a bucket list. Our next bucket list is going to.
You're taking us next time with us, aren't you?
The next
Cindy, they can't go without us.
We're going to Vietnam.
That's going to Vietnam with Cyndi.
We are. I'm excited. And speaking of sleeping, I know we have like 1 minute left, but I did want to get this in because I said I would. She talked about sleeping over, you know, on her flight back. But they say how much sleep is enough. They say most people need 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. Look, I know I was looking at you yawning. That's why I was laughing. Most people need 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night to feel sufficiently rested. Few people are at their best with less than 7 hours. And a few require more than 9 without an underlying health condition. And that's a major problem, since more than half of Americans are getting less than the necessary 7 hours of sleep each and every night. And this is according to the National Sleep Foundation. They say for go-getters, even worse. So all the other think, I don't need that much sleep. Listen to this. They say a recent survey of incorporated 500 CEOs found that half of them are sleeping less than 6 hours a night, and the problem doesn't stop at the top. They say according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, these aren't random conversations, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, one third of U.S. workers are getting less than 6 hours of sleep each night. And guess what? Sleep deprivation is costing the United States businesses more than $63 billion in lost productivity.
Oh my God.
Did you hear me? $63 billion. So they want you to work and work yourself to the bone. You think you're doing something, but you're really doing damage to your body. So I'm actually going to put this article online, so if anyone is interested, they're able to do that. So follow us on the Good Life Radio Show Facebook, the Good Life Radio Show Facebook, and I'll put the entire article there.
Well, Cyndi, how much sleep did you
I know, Cyndi, how much are you sleeping? Because I'm looking at you.
How about
yawning.
4 hours last night?
4 hours.
Yeah.
Cyndi, I need you. But you know what they say?
But
Power
I feel
naps.
really good. I think when I'm sitting here, because I'm not really moving around, I start yarning.
Because you're tired.
I'm not tired.
Okay, wait, what did they say? Weren't they just talking about your go-getters who think they know things? Okay, guess what? I'm going to go through the side effects from missing sleep. Lee, please give me this 30 seconds. Side effects from missing sleep: irritability, cognitive impairment, memory lapse or loss, impaired moral judgment, decreased creativity, increases stress, symptoms similar to ADHD. You think you got energy? Impaired immune system, risk of diabetes type 2, decreased testosterone. Guys, get your sleep. Increased heart rate variability, risk of heart disease and stroke, increased reaction time, decreased accuracy, tremors, aches, and others, growth suppression, risk of obesity, and decreased temperature of the overall body. This is not stuff to be playing with. We really need our sleep. Open your mind to living different in the world. Get your sleep before the festival season.
Before we leave, next week we're actually going to be live at Nami's Restaurant Ladies. So
it's on Carrollton Avenue.
Next Thursday at 4022 Carrollton and Tulane.
Yes.
So we'll be live out there.
We're going to have a live remote
correct.
at Nami's. On Carrollton and Tulane. And why are we doing this? It's a special.
So I'm.
Can I tell?
I'm a year younger. So
You're a
next
year
week
younger.
Is my birthday. So.
We're having a birthday party at Nami's on Tulane and Carrollton next Gumbo Talk Thursday. I'm going to talk about it all week just so y'all can't, miss it. But come out and meet us. We will be there.
Grab lunch there and join.
We're going to have some lychee martinis.
Oh yes.
Yes, we're going to open your mind and live in the world. Thank you so much, Lee, for giving me the extra minute. It's a good life, y'all. It was Gumbo Talk, and we're out.